Older digital, it's called the skate story. Yep, it's called the skate story. So the official description of the game says you are a demon made of glass and pain trapped in the underworld. To gain your freedom, you must fulfill the devil's deal. Skate to the moon and swallow it. Master weight and movement to perform complex tricks, destroy the demons, and save tortured soul on extreme skateboarding journey of self-implemented high through hell. Okay, so hmm, Skate Story revolves around a demon made of glass and a pain to whom the devil gave a skateboard along with the very simple deal. If he manages to skate to the moon and swallow it, he'll be set up free. But as we know, making deals with the devil doesn't usually turn out well, right? The story takes out a place in the underworld where the skater must skate and grind throughout the ashes and the smoke of the empty lands to devour the moon. Along the way, he encounters several tortured souls who need a saving as he transfers the 9 layers of hell. There's no voice acting. Everything you learn about the story comes throughout on screen dialogue and poems that appear to end each chapter. But for some people, it might be frustrating. But come on, let's look at it on the positive way. You gotta read a little bit, right? Adding this to the game, detached language with unusual words like penitent or loose fitting, which feel both foreign and evaluated. For non-speakers, right? Everything is stepping in assemblies, minds that never stop watching you, circles of hell, rivers of souls. However, little by little, everything begins to shake tape, makes sense without the need for direct explanations. The skater is not about being profound reflections or heroic motivations. He is merely a victim of the circumstance, manipulated by a more powerful entity that uses him for its own purposes, yet he yearns for the freedom. Throughout, he seems unable to express it. In a world built of misery and pain, hope appears as little more than a tasteless joke. While the gameplay focuses on the essential mechanism of skateboarding and emphasizes fluid movement exploration and tricks execution, so you must perform all eyes, kickflips, and grinds throughout the empty lands, while facing various obstacles and enemies. The game control scheme is designed to offer a realistic and intuitive skateboard experience, allowing you to execute a wide variety of tricks and many routes. If you played other skateboarding games recently, you might find it difficult to retrain your fingers, so it is advisable to practice in areas before starting a mission. Most of the 9 chapters are usually divided in 3 sections: an open area, a path for the boss fight, although the final chapters, the open areas, are omitted for more competitive experiences. With the open areas, you find various characters who will guide you on what to do in that section. This usually involves learning a new tricks that allows you to obtain something on the map and acts as the key progress to the next section. For example, to obtain a permit, you need to collect letters of the wood, which you get by performing different tricks. Within the open areas, there is also a gift shop where you can buy the items from your mission, as well as skateboard, stickers, and accessories. The currency is obtained by selling a portion of your soul, and to acquire more soul, simply perform the tricks continuously within the open areas or completing the missions. And once you complete your task within the open area, a door opens leading to a path that is usually straight, when you must overcome obstacles to reach the portal that will take you to another similar section, but with different obstacles. Sometimes there is a force you cross a certain number of checkpoints to open the portal. Other times you have a time limit to reach an end of the pod, but still other times they require a certain number of the soul points that you obtain by performing tricks along the way. Boss battles occur after crossing throughout the portals. The first ones, for example, are different moons that must be devoured. To achieve this, we must unleash the combos that consist of the series consecutive tricks with a final move upon landing. For a combo to be effective, the tricks we perform must be varied and close together. If we lose control and crash into something or land the combo outside the damaged area, we will have wasted it. The bosses, in turn, are constantly moving, launching attacks to damage us like lightning bolts, but there are also others that disorient us with gust of wind, but more real enemy to defeat each time. It is limited, which makes the battle intense and stressful, but extremely satisfying. Well, we can say that in terms of mechanics and story, this is a solid product. What truly elevates the game to something unique and memorable, so its presentation. The art directing is superb, constantly playing with the constant and chromatic abbreviation that distorts the story progresses. At the time, it presents us with beautiful eternal environments where we contempt the stars and infinity, while the other times everything becomes blurry and decaying. Adding to this, music by Blood Cultures, whose experimental pop style leads the game of a dense atmosphere of tension, desolation, euphoria, and even the tenderness. It's one of the best soundtracks I ever heard in years, but the cherry on top were the notes Neon Genesis Evangelion that blew my mind, and it's its open experience that get comprehension to the whole experience. Skate Story is a tragedy, a cycle that repeats itself, but the whole plays on variable that manages to stop it and ending the pain. If you had to complain about the game, it would be lack of any easily accessible on-screen guide to remind you how to perform the certain tricks. This means that in some missions, you waste a lot of time trying to figure them out and have to start over. On the other hand, the game marketing mentioned that the modifications to your skateboard, such as changing the wheels, deck, or trucks, would produce different handling sensations, something I personally never noticed, so I seem to be purely a decorative future. Skate Story isn't played, it's felt, every tick is a cry for freedom, and every fall a reminder of the pain that runs through it. With its hypnotic aesthetics and atmosphere laden with the symbolism, it transforms skateboarding into a dark and fascinating ritual. Beyond a few minor details, what may remain is a brutally immersive experience capable of leaving a lasting impressions like a few others. So this is a very interesting game, a relaxing one. If you're tired after the working day, go ahead and check it out. Peace.